Pixar, a globally acclaimed animation studio, faced a significant crisis in the mid-2000s. At the core of this challenge was its relationship with its parent company, Disney, and creative hurdles. The Disney-Pixar partnership, which had yielded iconic films like Toy Story and Finding Nemo, encountered strains due to disagreements over financial terms and creative control. As Pixar's contract with Disney neared its end, uncertainty loomed. Simultaneously, Pixar grappled with the immense pressure to maintain its reputation for groundbreaking storytelling after producing a string of blockbuster hits. This creative struggle was heightened by the high standards set by previous classics. To address these issues, Pixar underwent significant changes. John Lasseter assumed the role of Chief Creative Officer for both Pixar and Disney Animation Studios, revitalizing the focus on creativity and collaboration. Eventually, in 2006, Disney acquired Pixar, solidifying their partnership and providing stability. Despite these challenges, Pixar's ability to adapt, innovate, and thrive is evident in its continued production of beloved and groundbreaking animated films. Pixar is currently facing a number of challenges, including creative decline. Some critics have argued that Pixar's recent films have not been as creative or original as their older films. For example, the studio's last two films, Turning Red and Lightyear, were both received with mixed reviews, with some critics accusing them of being formulaic and uninspired. One of the main criticisms of Pixar's recent films is that they are too similar to each other. Many of the studio's recent films have featured a similar storyline, a young protagonist who must overcome some kind of obstacle in order to achieve their dreams. For example, in Turning Red, the protagonist Mei Mei must learn to control her new panda powers, while in Lightyear, the protagonist Buzz Lightyear must learn to work with a new team of astronauts in order to save the day. Another criticism of Pixar's recent films is that they are too reliant on nostalgia. Many of the studio's recent films have been sequels or prequels to older Pixar films, such as Toy Story 4, Finding Dory, and Cars 3. While these films have been commercially successful, some critics have argued that they are not as creative or original as the studio's older films. Loss of key personnel. In recent years, Pixar has lost a number of key personnel, including longtime creative director John Lasseter and director Brad Bird. These losses have raised concerns about the studio's future creative direction. Lasseter was one of the founders of Pixar and is credited with helping to shape the studio's unique creative identity. He left Pixar in 2018 after allegations of sexual misconduct. Bird is one of Pixar's most successful directors, having directed films such as The Incredibles, Ratatouille, and Mission: Impossible, Ghost Protocol. He left Pixar in 2017 to pursue other projects. The loss of Lasseter and Bird is a major blow to Pixar. These two men were responsible for some of the studio's most successful and critically acclaimed films. It remains to be seen whether Pixar can continue to produce high-quality films without them. Competition from other Studio Pixar, long known for its groundbreaking animated films, has indeed faced increasing competition from other animation studios like DreamWorks Animation and Illumination Entertainment in recent years. The emergence of these studios and their successes has challenged Pixar's dominance in the animated film market. Diverse successes by competitors. DreamWorks Animation has produced hits like How to Train Your Dragon, The Croods, and The Boss Baby, while Illumination Entertainment has achieved tremendous success with franchises like Despicable Me, Minions, and The Secret Life of Pets. These films have resonated with both children and adults, showcasing the competition's ability to create compelling, family-friendly content, broadening appeal. One reason for the success of these studios is their ability to create animated films with broad appeal. They often strike a balance between humor, heart, and storytelling that appeals to a wide range of audiences. This has made it challenging for Pixar to maintain its unique position as a leader in creating films that cater to both children and adults. Evolving industry trends. The animation industry has evolved, and audiences' tastes have changed. Pixar, while known for its quality and innovation, has faced the pressure to adapt to shifting trends. Competitors have demonstrated their agility in meeting these evolving demands. Franchise competition. The success of franchise-based films like Minions and Despicable Me has created competition for Pixar's original content. These franchises have loyal fan bases and generate substantial revenue, challenging Pixar's traditional model of creating standalone, original stories. Changes to the film industry. The film industry is rapidly changing, with streaming services such as Netflix and Disney Plus becoming increasingly popular. This is having a major impact on the way that animated films are distributed and consumed. Pixar needs to adapt to these changes in order to remain successful. The studio needs to find new ways to distribute its films to audiences. Pixar also needs to create films that are appealing to both theatrical and streaming audiences. Pixar is facing a number of challenges, but the studio is still capable of producing high-quality animated films. The studio has a talented team of filmmakers and a strong brand identity. If Pixar can address the challenges that it is facing, it can remain a successful force in the animated film industry. One of the key solutions to address the challenges faced by Pixar during its crisis period was to refocus on originality and creativity in its films. Here's a detailed explanation of why this approach was crucial and how it was implemented. Embracing originality. Pixar's initial success was built on its ability to create unique and imaginative stories that resonated with audiences of all ages. To overcome its crisis, the studio needed to return to its roots by prioritizing original concepts and narratives. This meant encouraging filmmakers to explore new ideas rather than relying on sequels or established franchises. Cultivating creative freedom. Creative minds thrive when they have the freedom to innovate and take risks. Pixar recognized that nurturing a culture of creative freedom was essential. The studio encouraged its directors and writers to push boundaries, experiment with storytelling, and explore uncharted territories. This approach allowed for the development of films like Up and Inside Out, which were praised for their inventive storytelling. Diverse perspectives. To inject fresh creativity into their projects, Pixar also diversified its pool of creative talent. This involved hiring directors and writers from diverse backgrounds and experiences. These new perspectives brought a richness to Pixar's storytelling, resulting in films like Coco, which celebrated Mexican culture, and Soul, which delved into themes of identity and purpose. Collaboration and brainstorming. Pixar understood the significance of collaboration in nurturing creativity. They actively fostered a culture that encouraged open dialogue and brainstorming sessions among team members from diverse departments. This inclusive and collaborative approach was pivotal in addressing creative challenges. By inviting input from individuals with different skill sets and perspectives, Pixar created an environment where ideas could flourish.